Hello, I'm Annie Miller with Fit Design by Annie, and today we are talking about your feet. So your feet are actually very important when exercising. They're super important when you're running, and I don't know a lot about that, but for lifting purposes, for heavy lifting, for walking lunges, for body weight squats, any type of movement, I want you to become more aware of your feet and how they interact with the floor, because it does affect how the rest of your body moves. So when we exercise, we transfer force from the floor to our feet and up through the rest of our body. So how your feet interact with the floor is actually very important. When doing most movements, you want to think about making a C with your foot on the floor. So if you're looking at your foot, if I can get it up here, is it focused? You want your heel, the outside of your foot, the ball of your foot, and then all of your toes to be interacting with the floor. So really, the only part you don't want touching is your arch. Oh my gosh, the dust. If you have high arches, that's obviously probably not going to be that big of a challenge for you. I have super high arches and my feet tend to roll out. That is a problem because you always want your big toe connected to the floor when you're exercising. My big toe loves to just lift off and have a party while the rest of my foot is trying to stay connected to the floor. So especially for exercises like the deadlift and the squat, where you are pushing or pulling a lot of weight off the floor, you really want to make sure that your entire foot is gripping the floor so that you can transfer as much force as possible from the floor up through your body. So I want you to try that in a squat. Get in a squat. In a squat stance, just focus on feeling the floor with your feet. Focus on getting that heel, the outside of your foot, the ball of your foot, and all of your toes pressed into the floor. Then do a squat. Does any part of your foot lift off of the ground? Is it hard for you to keep a certain part of your foot on the ground? This is also a huge reason why lifting in flat shoes is ideal, because you want your foot doing minimal amount of movement, and if the shoe isn't flat and make good connection with the floor, then that leaves more opportunity for your foot to move around, like in a running shoe or in what I call marshmallow shoes, so shoes that have a really squishy, puffy sole that disengage your body from the ground. Those shoes are terrible for lifting in. You really want to be lifting in a flat shoe so that your foot is as close to the ground as possible and can transfer as much force from the ground up through your body as possible. So play with that. When you do your exercises today or this week, pay attention to how your foot interacts with the floor. Are you able to grip the floor and make that C shape with your foot or not? Hit us up in the Facebook group. Talk about your feet, how they interact with the floor. What are you noticing? What do you struggle with? Ask questions. I am here for you, and I will see you in the next video.